Welcome to the Academic Writing Amplified podcast. On this podcast, we believe that the culture of academia needs to change radically. Women and non-binary people are revolutionizing academia within institutions that were not built for us. If you're ready to reject the culture of overwork, kick guilt and overwhelm to the curb, and amplify your voice to make a real impact on your field without breaking down or burning out, you're in the right place. With our team of experienced writing coaches as co-hosts, we'll share insights and talk to inspiring guests to bring you the practical strategies, systems, and mindset shifts you need to find time to write, publish work you love, and design your career on your terms. And it all starts with writing. Let's go. Hello again, and welcome back to the Academic Writing Amplified podcast. I'm your host, Kathy Mazak, and I'm so happy that you tuned in today. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to avoid getting sucked into a leadership vacuum. And I'm talking about this today because I'm seeing so many people going through this right now that I thought it deserved its whole episode as part of our little leadership series. Now, I do think that this is going to be the last leadership series episode. These leadership series episodes, I think, have all been new. Can't remember. But anyway, this is the last one. I'm going to explain what a leadership vacuum is and just putting a name to something that you're already feeling, I'm sure. And I'm going to talk about why it's important to be careful not to get sucked into that leadership vacuum. Before I get started, though, just a little note that we are opening doors for our Navigate 12-week program. In just a few weeks, we will be enrolling starting late July through early August for a start on the Friday before U.S. Labor Day. So kind of like the last Friday in August will be our first meeting. And Navigate is a program that helps you learn a system to publish your backlog of papers. And so if you have a backlog of papers, if you've decided that this upcoming year is going to be a year for you to clear that backlog, to write off data you've already collected, to make sure your voice gets out in the world, then consider enrolling. We will definitely get an announcement on this podcast. If you're on the email list, you will certainly get a bazillion emails from me about it. And you can always go to scholarsvoice.org/navigate, where actually we've just been leaving the application open. So if you know that you want to apply and participate in the program, then you can go there anytime and apply. That's scholarsvoice.org/navigate. And you can also get details about the program there. So just wanted to let you know that's coming up soon. All right, the leadership vacuum. So here's what I mean by a leadership vacuum. Now, we've been talking about leadership the past few weeks, and I've been talking about the difference between an administrative position and being a leader or having a leadership role. And that there are times where there are people in administrative positions who aren't very good leaders. So there could be an actual missing admin person, right? Like somebody, like a vacant position. But what I think is often that I'm seeing more, and I'm just seeing a lot of right now, is upper admin without a lot of strong leadership skills. And so they're in the position, but they are not the best leaders. And what that creates is a leadership vacuum. Okay. There's this lack of leadership above you, right? In the kind of hierarchy of the university organization, there's a lack of leadership above you. And because that kind of leadership is really needed, what often happens is that very competent leaders, excellent leaders who are not in those roles or not in those positions get sucked into taking on the actual responsibilities of those admin roles that are filled by poor leaders. And what this looks like is basically the person at the top is, I'll call it the person creating the leadership vacuum or the people creating the leadership vacuum. They lack vision. They lack kind of like a deep understanding of how the organization works. They might often lack the communication skills to get the things that they need from the people in their organization. And in general, they are just not doing a fantastic job with the everyday work of what it really means to lead an organization. So you all who are listening to this podcast can get sucked into that vacuum that they're creating. And the leadership that they're not doing, you end up doing. And it looks like bigger and bigger asks with no compensation. And I don't just mean monetary compensation, but I mean like maybe time compensation and that kind of thing. And so what happens is that when there is a leadership vacuum, the leaders in what I call academic middle management, and let me define that as well. So academic middle management are the people who are, in my opinion, like really moving the university, right? Like, so they're the people who are the link between the upper admin and the professors and the students and everybody else. So they are, interestingly, academic middle management means you have a lot of responsibility, but not a ton of control or power over what happens. Like you don't have much power over the budget necessarily. You don't have much power over hiring and firing maybe. And you're in this position where you must lead and you must do things for your organization and accomplish the goals of the organization, but you don't have a ton of power. So the academic middle management people are like the implementers of the policies and of the practices of the upper admin. So in the way that the organization functions, those academic middle managers are often in positions such as department chair, associate chair. They might be like associate deans. They might be program directors. They could be PIs as well, right? Like really, like what is the work of the university? Well, if research is part of the work of the university, which it is, then PIs are middle managers. They're the people who are leading the actual hands-on implementation of the work, right?